Hi, seventh grade. This is a demonstration for the second step for your soda can. So after you complete your soda can line drawing, this is my really quick attempt at one, we are then going to practice and learn 4 different types of pencil techniques. So then you can eventually add value to your soda can to make it look like a three-dimensional form. So on the other side of your white paper that your soda can is drawn on, what I want you to do is draw 4 circles. And in each circle, we're going to practice a different technique going from dark to light. The first one we're going to work on is called hatching. Hatching are little lines that go in all one direction. So hatch lines that are really close together are going to create a dark value. And as you, our goal is to move down this circle and make the value become lighter. So we're going to practice by spreading out our hatch lines as we come down the circle, and you will give the appearance of a lighter value. You don't want to see any transitions. You want it to be a gradual transition going from as dark as you can go with this technique to the white of the paper. So I'm going to darken up here at the top so that you get that really nice dark contrast, and add a few more lines as I come down and overlap them so I can get a dark value and it becoming lighter. So I would want to work more on this circle and spend more time on it, but that is the basic effect that you want to get. If you need to pause this video and work on this hatching, feel free to do so, because I'm going to go over the next technique now. Now we're going to do cross hatching. Cross hatching is very similar to hatching, except you got it, the lines are crossed over. So they're almost like little tic-tac-toes or hashtags. Once upon a time, we called them number signs. So I'm doing the same thing, but my lines are crossing over. As I want the value to become lighter, I'm going to space out my lines and make my hashtags bigger. And I can make them smaller and closer together and more of them overlapping, so I can get a nice dark value on the top here. So a lot of little lines closest together is going to get you a really nice dark value. And you get these really cool textural techniques. So if you can imagine drawing something, what would you use this technique to add a texture to? Maybe fabric, like corduroy on pants, or over here you would do hair on an animal. All right, so for the next one, if you want to pause the video right now to work on your cross-hatching, you can do that. We're now going to move on to shading. A lot of people are familiar with shading. They've practiced it, but you need more practice. Practicing your different pencil techniques is important. It's very similar to when your coach says, okay, we're going to be practicing free throws in basketball practice today. You're not going to tell your coach, no, I already did that. You always want to continue to practice to get better. So we're going to practice our shading. What's important is that you don't apply a lot of pressure to the pencil. When you apply a lot of pressure to the pencil, you're going to get scratchy lines and not a very smooth transition as you shade. As I'm shading, I'm not going back and forth, but I'm kind of creating like these oval shapes to gradually build up the value that I want to achieve. And again, I want to try to go the darkest I can go up top by gradually building up the value and then lightening the pressure on my pencil as I move down the circle. So it's going to become lighter As I move down the circle very slowly and gradually, you can see I'm going back and forth to make sure that I have an even coat of graphite. You want to take your time to make sure you work on your pencil control, to practice staying in the lines. Shading does take time, and I don't want to waste a lot of your time watching this video. I want you to try doing it. So as you come down, you're going to continually lighten the pressure on your pencil and continue lightening it up until you can fade it away into nothing, into the white of the page. And that's our goal. And obviously I want to do this technique over the whole width of the circle, not just there in the center. So I'm lightening it up, and I'm going to want to continue to finish the circle. So the last technique we want to do is stippling. Stippling is a technique that you might bother people who are around you. So I would recommend taking your sketchbook and putting it underneath your paper, because stippling are a bunch of little dots. You can see that it's much more annoying if I do it right on the table, but if I have a magazine or a sketchbook underneath my paper, it's not as annoying. We don't want to annoy anyone as we're working on our pencil techniques. So stippling is a similar technique. A lot of dots that are close together is going to create a dark value. As you come down, creating lighter values, you're going to space the dots out. Taking your time. This one is very time consuming, but it's a really cool effect for your drawing. So I definitely want you to give it a try. So build up that dark value by putting those dots really close together and spacing them out as you come down. Again, I don't want to waste your time for you watching me do it. I want you to continue to practice on your techniques. So the next video I'll post will be adding your techniques to your soda can to make them look 3D. All right, if you have any questions, send me a message in private chat.